When we talk about research skills in a transferable context, what we mean is that research can and should be considered more broadly than just what goes on in the lab or in the library stacks. It doesn't matter if we're talking about experimental research in biology or chemistry or scholarly research in the social sciences or humanities. Doing good research requires a broad set of skills and interpersonal competencies, and these transfer extremely well to a wide range of careers, even outside academia. If this transferability idea doesn't seem obvious, just think of research as applied critical thinking, applied problem solving. And since research is never a truly solitary experience, it takes a complementary set of skills like collaboration, leadership, and communication, not just to execute a successful project, but to make it meaningful to others. So if we think in terms of this powerful combination of analytical and professional skills, we can prepare students even at the undergraduate level to put into practice those competencies that will make them highly employable, whether they decide to stay in academia or pursue a corporate career.
If we think about undergraduate research as a transferable skill, we need to start being more imaginative about it. We need to think about it as more than just preparation for graduate school. The skills they've learned doing that are really valuable in a whole variety of other contexts. Think about what a student can do. They can ask a good question. They can acquire data. They can analyze that data. They can report out on that data, and they can explain what that data means in a particular context. That's great for graduate school, but tell me what employer wouldn't want that student to work for them, to do actual research for that company or for that organization. More recently, there's been a great interest in undergraduate research, and in part that comes from two places. One is the advocacy of the Council on Undergraduate Research over the past 40 years. The second part comes in the fact that in 2008, undergraduate research was identified by George Koo and his researchers as a high-impact practice, meaning that of all the things we do for students that are good things, it was one of the top 10 things that we do that's really excellent for students and their growth and their development. When colleges and universities got this information, along with the other high-impact practices, undergraduate research became one of those things that they became very interested in. So when we think about outcome-oriented education, we sometimes have this very simplistic notion that let's have them take a lot of tests and that will give us our outcomes. But if you think about your outcome as something different, say perhaps everyone in your department requires that students do a senior thesis or a piece of undergraduate research, or within your own class you require some type of research project. The outcomes become complex, and it isn't something that you can do with a multiple choice test. It's something that is evaluated carefully, and students take some pride in that work and that pride in that project. And you have them present it, and they actually, if you have them at a poster session, they have to stand next to that poster and they have to be proud of it. It is something that has a real outcome, but also forces students to do the work that is authentic to what they're actually studying.
Here at OUP with Epigeum Learning Solutions, we're developing a program called Research as a Transferable Skill, which is designed to train undergraduate and master's students in essential research and professional skills that will empower them to succeed in their careers. The Transferable Skills program is part of a series of programs addressing the research career arc, along with advanced research skills, which is aimed at more experienced researchers. We'll be developing these programs in partnership with institutions in the US and internationally, so that the finished product reflects the input and expertise of a number of representative stakeholders.